was told as a scientist that these two are mutually incompatible. You must choose, I was told, the path of science or the path of spirituality, that the two were in fact mutually exclusive. So here's what that meant for me. I went into one of the oldest and most mysterious spiritual texts that has ever been known to exist. It's called the Sefer Yetzirah. It is a Hebrew text that is so mystical that the rabbis say it is not even something that can be studied by traditional students because the mystery is so deep and so great. Every alphabet that's ever been created has always had a mysterious number linked to the letter that it represents. No one knows for sure where those numbers came from. The numbers never change. They are a constant. So the numbers that are linked to the letters of ancient alphabets, they allow us to think of those alphabets mathematically. I compared the ancient text 3,000 years old and the elements that it describes that make us with the elements of the periodic table. I replaced the letters in the ancient text with the elements of the periodic table. When I took the ancient alphabets and I replaced the elements of the DNA with those alphabets, the DNA began to read as you read letters in a sentence in the page upon a book. Our DNA holds a message that can only be read by crossing the traditional boundaries of science and spirituality, because the very first sentence, the very first line of every strand of every human DNA says exactly the same thing. And every strand of DNA literally says the words, God eternal within the body. God eternal within the body. It doesn't say who God is, how that got there, or why it's there. I'm just sharing with you what happens when we marry science and spirituality. So that gives us one more insight. Now that we know that we appeared on this earth 200,000 years ago, and we know that we haven't changed, and now that we know that the DNA that makes us who we are appears to be more than a random process of biology, the question now is, what does it mean to have that kind of DNA? DNA.